Hey guys, it's Hamilton here, and I hope you all are having a wonderful day. Today is What If Naruto Was a Nara Part 7, and this is the finale, but before we begin the video, a quick announcement. Under the community tab on my channel, there is a poll up of what series should replace this, and so I would appreciate very much if you guys can go and vote there. But yeah, so without further ado, roll the intro. When Naruto woke up, he was in the white room. He looked around and realized where he was. The hospital, Naruto thought. As he started to get out of bed, a hand stopped him, and Naruto saw that it was Hiruzen. "Hey, old man," Naruto said as he laid back down. "What happened while I was out? All I remember passing out is as Sasori and Deidara were about to attack me." "Ah, yes. You arrived just before Sasori and Deidara were about to attack you," Hiruzen said. "You did quite well, taking out 2 S-rank and 1 A-rank ninja. It's quite a feat for someone so young. On top of that, you were able to help us gain quite a treasure trove of information that was extremely helpful to the Leaf. We've already located all of Orochimaru's bases and locked up Danzo for his crimes. Apparently, he ordered the Uchiha massacre and stole some Sharingan off the dead bodies to make himself a Sharingan arm. That has also been removed along with the Sharingan he implanted in his right eye. Anyway, I'm off topic. You were asleep for about a week. While you were in a coma, you were promoted to Tokubetsu Jonin. You'll be fully promoted when your mission is complete. You will be hunting and exterminating the remaining Akatsuki members with Jiraiya of the Sannin. Jiraiya will tell you the rest of the details." Naruto took a couple of seconds before nodding. "Anything interesting happen with the other Genin?" Naruto asked. "Actually, yes. Sasuke Uchiha attempted to defect and join Orochimaru, but in the process was found. Genin Sakura Haruno tried to assist him, shouting at the Anbu who were trying to detain him were traitors and for trying to attack the last Uchiha." Naruto snickered, just like the Uchiha and his faithful lapdog Haruno. "So, when can I leave?" Naruto said. I don't really like sitting in the hospital for hours," Naruto said. "Probably tomorrow," Hiruzen replied before walking towards the door. "Oh, Naruto, when you complete your mission, you will be ranked an A-rank ninja." Naruto nodded and smiled as Hiruzen left. 2 weeks later, Konoha Gates. Naruto had taken around 2 weeks to recover. Right now, he was heading towards the Konoha Gate. He had changed what he was wearing. He was now wearing black shinobi sandals, with black shinobi pants, taped to the ankles with dark gray bandages, a long-sleeved black turtleneck, and the Jonin vest. "Hey Gaki," a man with long white hair said. "Jiraiya-sama," Naruto said, giving a small bow. "Before we leave, I would like to know if you can access the Kiwi's chakra," Jiraiya asked. "Yes, I can. We made a deal," Naruto started saying. "Deal? What do you want? Please tell me you didn't agree to release him. I might need to check the seal again," Jiraiya said. "If I could finish, please, Jiraiya-san," Naruto said. "Sorry about that," Jiraiya said, looking slightly embarrassed. "What happened to the Sama part?" "Well, I give respect to those that deserve it. So everything that you do that I don't approve of gets you demoted in my respect scale, so as you can put it. Back to what I was saying. In return for being able to use his chakra, he gets to see through my eyes, when he's awake, that is. He isn't awake very often, but don't worry, I'm still in complete control." "Okay, let's get going," Jiraiya said. 5 months later. Naruto was scratched in multiple places and bleeding in others. He was running down a series of passageways looking for a certain room. 2 days after they'd left the Leaf, they had received a message via summons that before they started hunting down the remaining Akatsuki members, they retrieved Tsunade and sent her back to the Leaf. Flashback. "Just leave me alone," Tsunade says. She went back to drinking. "How about a bet?" Naruto said. He saw Tsunade's eyes flick upwards. "A spar. If I can land 1 hit on you, you come back to the Leaf. If I can't, then we leave you alone. And I'll give you all the money in my frog wallet." "Fine," Tsunade said. "You know what? I'll even throw my necklace if you can win." Then she walked outside. Naruto followed her and stood about 20 feet away from her. Jiraiya and Shizune walked out to watch the fight. Naruto started it by dashing towards Tsunade, but just before he reached her, the bottom of his sandal started glowing blue, and he blurred before splitting into two Narutos that both jumped in different directions. Whenever Naruto would touch a new surface, he would be blasted off, and creating another clone at the same time. This happened for about a minute before Tsunade felt a cold pinprick right in the center of her back. She turned her head slightly and saw Naruto smirking at her. "Looks like I win," Naruto said. Flashback. Flashback end. After Tsunade and Shizune had left for Konoha, while Naruto and Jiraiya went to Mount Miyaboku for 2 months to train. While he was doing that, Naruto also talked to Kurama every day, even waking him up sometimes when he was sleeping. This improved the relationship some. Not a lot, but it was progress. Naruto was also learning Sage Mode, but it came incredibly slowly. He could sense it around him, but he couldn't pull it into himself. When he asked Kurama, he simply replied with, "If you want to master Toad Sage Mode, you first have to eradicate the hate inside yourself." Naruto got rid of his hate the same way he did in canon, except it was on Mount Miyaboku. As he was doing this, Naruto eradicated some of the Kyuubi's hate. It almost killed him, but he managed. Flashback. "Why did you absorb some of my hate?" Kurama asked. It was right after Naruto had gotten rid of his hate. "Because you and I balance each other out, the light and the dark, so to speak. For us to function at our full capacity, we need to be able to balance each other out. And so, I can't have you being too dark or me being too light. Know what I'm saying?" Naruto said. Flashback end. After that, Kurama had helped Naruto learn Sage Mode. He would pull in the Sage energy into Naruto, and Naruto would balance it out so that they could enter Sage Mode. Naruto had even added his own touches after seeing Jiraiya enter his imperfect Sage Mode by making a small Kurama that sat on his shoulder. After those 2 months, Naruto and Jiraiya went to hunt down Itachi and Kisame. Jiraiya was the main one attacking them, and Naruto was helping. Towards the end of the fight, Itachi put Naruto into Genjutsu and explained that he was already going to die because of his illness, and that another Akatsuki member was watching. When it ended, Naruto and Itachi pretended to fight until Kisame had been killed. After that, Itachi had placed Zetsu in a Genjutsu before killing him with an Amaterasu. Then he died because of his illness. After that, Naruto and Jiraiya had returned to Mount Miyaboku and trained for another 2 months, where Jiraiya had perfected his Sage Mode, and Naruto had got the Kyuubi, the Kurama Chibi, or not Chibi, but like Chibi means small, by the way. The small Kurama on his shoulder to be able to be controlled by Kurama, so that when he was in his Sage Mode, Kurama could also talk to him outside of his mind. Current. Naruto had just entered a hidden room. He and Jiraiya had taken care of Conan quite easily, but then the paths of pain showed up. At the other end of the room, Naruto saw Nagato sitting in his pod. He opened his eyes and just stared at Naruto. Naruto gave his speech like he did in canon, and promising that he would help make the world a better place. Before Nagato said that he was currently barely living, and if what he was doing could be called living, and asked for a quick death. Naruto obliged, and buried both him and Conan when he was done. And now to make this world a better place, Naruto thought. But first, go home and relax a little bit. Maybe spend some time with Hinata. Time skip. 15 years. Naruto sighed and leaned back in his chair. 7 years after he'd killed Nagato, he became the Hokage. The same age as his dad was when he became the Hokage. After that, Naruto had spent the next 8 years reforming the Hidden Leaf and the area around it. The amount of bandits had severely dropped until it was almost non-existent. It was quite safe to walk alone and unarmed around the Leaf Village. The Fire Nation became known as the safest of the 5 great nations, along with the most powerful of the 5 great hidden villages. Earlier that day, Naruto just finished the details on what everybody now called the Great 5 Alliance. It It allied all the five great ninja nations and some of the smaller ones too. "I've finally done it, Nagato," Naruto thought, before he heard a knock on the door. His son walked in and said, "Ready to go, Dad?" Boruto always walked home with his dad after finishing the academy day, so that way they got home at the same time, and Naruto still had more time to spend with Boruto. Naruto smiled, nodded his head, and followed Boruto out the door and back home. Anyway guys, thanks for listening. Please remember to go and vote under the community tab, and I will see you next time.